deal is it to get him back and have him relatively fresh heading into postseason?
Well, it could be really beneficial. You know, probably depends upon our ability to get a lead after 6 or 7 innings and put him in there and take advantage of that. But I'm really pleased to have him back, and I know the club is as well.
I know it's a quirky thing, but you guys had a lot of success against the top 25 teams, according to the RPI, but then I think we're 500 against pretty much everybody else. What do you think the reasoning was there?
Well, that's a good question. If I had an exact answer, we probably would have addressed it and fixed it early on. But I think some of that is midweek, and some of that is depth pitching-wise. Some of that is health. Some of that is the electricity of being at home and playing in front of our fans, the best fans in the country. Duty Noble is a great place to play, and our kids enjoy it, and we try to take full advantage of it. But you know, we're not the first team to have a season like that, you know, but we did, and I think the thing that you got to focus on rather than what you weren't able to do is what you were able to do. We were able to step up against the best people in the country and play really well, really competitive, played with a lot of confidence, won close games. Really proud of our effort against those clubs.
Connor went only 4 2/3, I think, his last start, but he looked a little bit better than he had previously. What do you think was the difference with him?
Well, I think there's two things, I would say I was really pleased with the ability to go out and have rhythm in the delivery from the very beginning, and that's what you noticed. He looked cleaner. It was a much more balanced, consistent delivery, and Connor and I have talked about it extensively, and I was really pleased to see that. Now, in terms of the length of it, that was going to be a short outing anyway, just based upon short rest. And so I wasn't concerned about the 4 2/3 at all. I was really pleased with what we were able to do, what Connor was able to do from a delivery standpoint, and obviously we're going to need him to carry that forward next weekend.
Why do you think that was sort of inconsistent, his delivery in those previous starts?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have the same 4 or 5 ideas that every pitching coach in America has. You know, you look at those things, and why do really good hitters in the big leagues go through 0 for 20 slumps? I don't know. It's a hard game, and sometimes you lose a little bit of balance or a little bit of rhythm, or there's a minor distraction. You know, it could be anything, but we addressed it as consistently and as thoroughly as I possibly could, or as we possibly could. And, you know, the last 2 have been a little bit better, and the last one was noticeably improved, and so hopefully we'll have that moving forward.
He'll definitely be on the mound for you guys Friday.
Well, I would think so. You know, and we'll see what happens in the next 2 or 3 days, but he'll have a practice side session tomorrow, and we'll see how he feels, but I would anticipate that Connor would be our guy on Friday, yeah.
How's the blister with Ethan? Will he be good to go for the
I
weekend?
sure hope so, but he was fine on Saturday and Sunday, and no real issues at all, and told me he felt fine, looked good, and so hopefully that won't pop back up. You know, you can't predict those things as much as we'd like to. You know, they come and go, they have a life of their own, and right now I'm encouraged by where Ethan is.
What's kind of been the approach over since you left Hoover till now, and then moving forward to the regional? What's kind of the practice schedule, that kind of stuff?
In terms of what we did,
Right.
we had 2 6-inning inter squads on Saturday and Sunday, and I would say that our kids were outstanding in their effort level and concentration. I was really pleased. The whole coaching staff was pleased. I think the kids were pleased with themselves in terms of this late in the year, when you don't play for another week, to go out and have really quality practice sometimes can be elusive. But our guys did a great job. I was really pleased with it. We did a lot of good things. Today's an off day, and we'll get 2 more practices in before we jump in the bus or the plane or however we choose to travel. I'm not sure yet.
Do you think Jordan Westbrook will be available this week?
I don't know. He has not been full strength in practice yet, so I don't know. We'll know a whole lot more tomorrow.
You probably will look back on more of this after the season's over and things, but to get this team from 2-7 in the league to where they're at now and things, is how were you able, I guess, to keep the troops together?
Well, I think it starts with a really good group of kids, and I think just as important is the quality of the people that are on your coaching staff. And everybody's got to come together. There's got to be trust developed on the fly, so to speak. I mean, we met on the morning of the 21st when we traveled to Jackson to begin a 12-day road trip. I mean, that's unheard of, you know, what those kids went through and what we went through as a staff. But as I've said many times, I'm very appreciative of our coaching staff here. Jake Gotro, Mike Brown, AJ Gora, really impressive people, worked really hard, no hidden agendas, and then obviously the kids and their families. I mean, you got to jump on board. You know, there's no shortage of distraction there for in the short term. You may have noticed, but our kids did a great job. And a lot of respect for them, and appreciate them a great deal. And that's where it starts. And then along the way, you need to get some wins.